Now let's try to interpret the meaning of the shadow price in a more robust manner. So we keep talking about scarce resources. Okay, the shadow prices for all non-scarce resources are effectively zero. For scarce resources, the shadow price is non-zero, whereas for non-scarce resources, the shadow price is zero. A non-scarce resource is one whose constraint is inactive or non-binding. Right? This should sound familiar. We talked about this a lot in the past, especially when we were discussing the KKT conditions. Now, this does not necessarily mean that any resource that's not scarce has no market value, right? You could still buy it as a reserve for the future. It means that for those non-scarce resources, the shadow price would not necessarily be equal to the market price. And this, again, is a side effect of the fact that we're looking at a pretty simple example, a pretty basic example. So, factory K, the customer for factory M, is motivated to pay the shadow price mu for 1 unit of an additional resource, X, because they are likely, in fact they're guaranteed, to generate at least the equal income. Or perhaps more, because we've already said that factory K can can sell them at a slightly higher price, potentially. Now, this example does not consider processing overhead or the fact that factory K obviously has to spend some money in addition to that spent on buying resources in order to generate a product.